Episode 122.
The Ultimate Deck Podcast. Need a show about outdoor living? This is where it's at. With your hosts, Shane Chapman and Way Laurent. Thank you for tuning in. Now let the show begin. Yeah. The Ultimate Deck Podcast. Let's go.
I'd like to point out, first of all, that the first comment in the Instagram Live today used the wrong your. Main decks. Apostrophe R-E. You've been put on notice.
Grammar police.
Right?
Yeah.
Straight off the hop today.
That's usually Wade.
Yeah. I wasn't paying attention. I was actually trying to pull my shirt off my body. For some reason, it's staticky.
Jesus, thank God that didn't work out.
Right. Could you imagine how many viewers we would have if I was able to do this topless?
Or wouldn't have had?
Poof.
We'd have lost all the 7 that we did have. Well, we're up to 10.
We're up to 10.
Quick, take it off. Take off the shirt.
Take off your shirt. Just talk about it.
Once they're in, you got to capture them. Okay, well, we've tweaked the studio again. This thing is an ever-growing podcast. We have a new monitor in here now that we can see what's going on. So we always could on a different phone. Now it's a TV.
Same screen size, though.
Yeah, just about. There's a request for you to keep your shirt on.
Keep it on.
So.
It just doesn't even look like the same size.
Okay, so.
So he wants me to keep my shirt on so bad he said it twice.
Said it twice.
Keep your shirt on. Keep it on. In case you didn't hear the first time. Nobody needs it. What a week this has been so far.
It's cold and snowed.
Only today.
And then it
I don't think
melted.
feel like that's an accurate
and then it's cold
representation of what the week's been like.
It's been bonkers. We've had all 4 seasons this week.
Yeah, we did. We had some rain. We had some sun, some nice days, some melting days, and today a little bit chillier.
Snowed and cold. So,
And now you couldn't even tell that it was warm out last week.
yep.
But
So
I'll
it's
tell you what,
covered
it's
again.
as far as like the activity in the store goes, it's springtime. We're rocking and
Very
rolling.
busy. Very
So,
busy.
It's hot in Ontario. Tarps off, boys, says Kev from NFTI.
Ontario.
Love it.
So
He's making a quick rip into Toronto today. Did you see his stories?
I didn't.
Yep, making a quick rip into Ontario into Toronto, and then done with Toronto. He's not serving that area anymore.
Oh, he used to, but he decided not to.
Making the last trip into Toronto today. Too much hassle. Increased time, increased inefficiency, really slows him down. Can't make any money. You can tell. You can tell by looking at his truck. Can't make any money.
Yeah, he looks like he's hurting, that's for sure.
Utah Valley HBA podcast.
That's the one we were on, Bryce. We were on that podcast.
We're on that podcast.
Just the other day.
Welcome.
Okay.
Got any plans this weekend?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No, I don't.
I'm gonna shut that down right now. No, I don't know that I do. I don't plan too far ahead. I let my wife plan my weekends because I'm busy, and she knows if it's left to me planning, I'll probably just work a bit more.
You won't really plan it.
I won't plan it. I won't plan what to do in the weekend. No, but
You know that planning is everything, right?
My story is actually better from last weekend. Last weekend, my wife and I and friends of ours with their kids went to a place in town called Climbers. It's an indoor play center thing for kids. And so we went there, and while we're there, I get a text from my mother, and she's like, "Hey, did you know you're not open on Saturdays?" I think she was being funny. I was like, I am aware. I'm aware that we're not open on Saturdays yet. We're opening on Saturdays soon. She's like, yeah, I didn't even think of it. I went to the store to go buy some stuff, and it was closed. And then 2 minutes later, she sends a picture to myself and my sister. I was like, hey, did you guys know this place exists? And it was a picture of Climbers. And I had to reply and be like, yeah, Mom, the white Kia in the foreground of your photograph is ours.
I wish it was your truck.
We're inside. We're inside. If it was my truck, it would have been a little bit more obvious that we knew where this place was.
Okay, Mom.
Yeah. The Kia is a little less suspect out there.
A little less suspect because it doesn't have decals on it yet.
Nothing on it.
We
could
change
Why
that.
can't we put decals on that?
Yeah. Not even stick people family thing on the back. Not even that.
Yeah.
Why not?
I don't know. We should
hate those stick
should
people
pimp that
thing.
thing out. Full wrap.
Full wrap.
Yep.
Just one big ultimate deck
Sure. Yep.
podcast.
Yep. I won't tell my wife about it. She
Just do it.
Took your car to the car wash today. Oh, thanks so much.
Cleaned it up.
Looks really
good
shiny.
now.
Cleaned
it up.
You
I
should
put
do
this protective film on it so the car doesn't get dirty anymore.
We just have to peel it off every once in a while.
Yeah. I need to be done in a couple of years. So, decent sized audience in the podcast so far today. What about you? What are you doing this weekend?
Dinner or supper?
Do you have any dinners planned?
Nope.
Or is it straight supper weekend?
Fiberon's here.
Supper weekend. I might do a little fishing.
You're going to go fishing. Are we going fishing?
Nope.
I told you to invite me going ice fishing. And you're like, yeah, we're going to go next weekend. And then I forgot till right now.
I have to get some more Chartreuse hooks, and then we'll be good to go.
Okay. Well,
Fair enough.
so you jumped the gun on that. We hadn't explained anything yet.
That's fine.
Okay.
Fiberon came in. It's perfect.
Fiberon's here. Yeah, better late than never for them too. We always say, right?
They must have been going off of my clock.
Yeah, maybe. So
Standard podcast time.
let's get the
3.
What about you, Bryce? I should ask you. I don't want you to feel left out now that
that's
you're an
okay.
employee. I didn't care what you did in the weekends when you were just like contracting here, but now
Right.
that you're like one of the team, I feel like I should care about you beyond the hours of 9 to 5.
So I'm doing nothing this weekend.
Good. Next up.
Exactly.
Westrom, what are you doing this weekend? Shane's looking for a fishing buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought I had plans this weekend. Turns out I don't. Got dropped.
No, I was going to make a quick trip up to the cabin with the parents, the folks.
Folks.
All right, then. Canadian Standard Time, says Fiberon. Yeah, that works for me. That's what CST can stand for.
Canadian Standard Time.
But before we get on to the topic of today, we've got to waste everybody's time a little bit. Is that right, Bryce?
That's right.
We got some stuff to waste some people's time?
We do.
Good. Let's go.
Today's moment of uselessness is the
This looks like my wife's phone.
four viral food trends of 2020.
Okay.
And I want to see how many of them you guys hit on.
Like that we've tried?
Yeah.
Okay. My gut feel is none.
Your gut feel would be wrong.
Oh,
I know you.
Oh, of 2020. Of 2020, I got
That's right. This is the
got
old one.
this.
4.
He's had none.
There's 4.
Okay, bananas.
There it is.
I've totally had bananas.
Shit.
So the
Yeah.
first one is Delgonia Coffee.
Oh, yeah.
This thing took the world by fire
It's good stuff.
at the beginning of the pandemic.
It did.
Shane brought it in here pretty much every day after.
Yeah,
he
I was
learned
on
how
a
to
pretty
make
good kick there for a while.
What?
I haven't had it in a little bit, but it's delicious, Wade.
Tell me about it.
So it's instant coffee. It's a Korean drink. It's instant coffee powder, sugar, and hot water. And you blend the ever-loving crap out of it.
So it's a Korean drink, but the ingredients that you're going to use are like they're 100% North American. It's
Yeah.
like Folgers coffee,
Yeah.
instant coffee, and like what do they call it? Robin Hood? No, whatever. White sugar.
just white sugar.
Nothing much Korean about it when we make it.
Rogers.
Whatever it is.
Rogers white sugar.
Rogers, right?
Yeah, Colombian coffee beans.
Whatever.
Okay.
So it's delicious. So you take instant coffee, tablespoon of instant coffee,
Yep.
tablespoon of hot water, and a
water.
tablespoon of white sugar. And you froth it.
What they
Right?
mean is like blend it
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah, you blend it hard until it turns into a foam,
Okay.
like a thick foam.
Like this.
Did you do that with a spoon?
Right. And then you pour milk. Then you pour milk it. Nah, it's not fancy
You
enough.
can't do it with a spoon.
You could like. So you whip it up and you pour in some milk and it creates this nice cold coffee drink that's just
It's delicious.
it is
Sounds
delicious.
amazing. I never had one.
You never had one.
Thanks for bringing those to work every day and not telling me about them.
Yeah, well, that's okay. It's a lot of work, as you just heard.
Number
Not gonna make
2.
two of them.
Number 2, banana bread.
That's okay. That's a daily. That's not a daily.
I mean, like everybody apparently was very into making banana bread in 2020.
we had a banana bread surge in 2020.
Yes. I know there was a bread surge in 2020.
Nothing changed for me because we make that from time to time. So
Wade,
It is what it is.
Do you make banana
Yeah, I
bread?
started eating banana bread probably 38 years ago. I didn't wait till last year. That's what you do with rotten bananas. They turn.
It was right after they greased your nose.
I took
that you
them
had your
to.
banana bread.
I took a banana bread. I take a rotten banana and hand it to my mom, and then the next day it would come back in
banana bread
in loaf
It's
form.
like the magic coffee table.
That's right.
So what did you just say? You
I
said,
said
butter on
grease-
the nose.
Grease in the nose.
Did you see we got a
I
comment that
did.
somebody actually lived that and they weren't Canadian?
No way.
They were American.
They were barely south of the border, though.
New England.
I believe.
They said, right?
Yes.
New England. He's like, yep, got my nose greased every birthday. it was a real thing.
Yep.
So that
I never saw that.
for those who didn't listen to that episode,
Well, that's
we
pretty
wasted a moment of uselessness with traditions from around the world.
Birthday
Birthday
traditions.
traditions.
It was Wade's birthday.
And
that day.
the one that Wade or Bryce read was that Canadians put butter on their nose and
Yeah.
at the birthday. And
Never happened.
And 100% of the Canadians in the podcast, including ourselves, were like, nope, never heard that in my life. And we had representation from like quite a few provinces.
Coast to coast.
So we called a bluff on it. And then, yesterday, somebody's like,
Yeah, exactly.
happened at our house in New England.
Amazing.
Apparently they have a butter overage there.
Yep.
I guess. So I'm excited for this next one because I don't know what this one is.
Cloud bread.
What is this?
Okay.
So cloud bread is basically just super, super fluffy bread.
Well, that sounds amazing.
And all you need is egg whites, sugar, cornstarch, and food coloring.
I have all of those things.
I'll find a good picture of it.
How do you make bread without wheat?
I'm gonna bring those
live.
ingredients.
It's a keto bread on top of it.
Oh,
What in the hell is that?
So it's just like puffy.
I'm taking this. I'm going to
Light
take those
bread.
ingredients over to your house.
Are our viewers able to see this right now?
They aren't.
Oh, you guys
not-
are missing out. Look at these things.
I'm
It's like
not there yet.
good. They haven't been able to see anything we've been talking about yet?
No.
Oh, that's too bad. Look at that.
Would you look at it? Look at that.
Cloud bread.
Look at that.
Look
They
at
look like
that.
cookies.
So anyways, when you asked what I was doing this weekend, I was a little presumptive, but figured it
bread.
out. Making cloud bread.
Yeah.
You go ahead and go fishing. I'm making cotton candy cloud bread like that picture right there.
Color
So it was a
you
big
need.
thing.
Okay.
Okay, the next one sounds good too.
Cereal pancakes. Yeah. I mean, it sounds better than it actually is.
It's just pancakes.
because it's
Small
just
pancake.
pancakes.
Small pancakes.
Okay, you make little tiny pancakes and you put them in a bowl and put milk on it and
Milk and butter on it.
away you go, hey?
Looks
And
like
way you go.
I
blueberries.
feel like that would just get it soggy and
You should make those.
that looks kind of funny though.
You should make those for JC on Sunday.
Think about how many pancakes you'd have to make to fill up a bowl.
How do you flip?
How do you flip that many
How do
pancakes?
you even flip pancakes that small? Like they would just slide around. You can't get like. Anyway, okay. So cloud bread and pancake
Pancake
cereal this morning. Not this morning.
Weekend. On the weekend.
And so you
That's your plan.
both had
Future morning.
Shane had 2 out of 4 of the most
told you
popular food trends.
Before we started this, I said I'm just barely above average because I drank a lot of Delgones. So that puts me at 54% of the
Yes.
things I've tried.
Yes.
Just one.
Oh,
for
Just one. Banana bread. And you've had tiny pancakes probably.
Nope.
You've had regular sized
I've
pancakes.
had pancakes.
These
before.
are the ones that usually you throw off. It's the drips on the way to pouring the pancake.
My grandma used to call these idiot pancakes
Okay.
What's behind
Because
that?
you had them.
because you're an idiot if you decided to make them.
Like all pancakes or just small
No,
ones?
just the tiny ones.
That's funny. Yeah.
Okay.
It's time consuming.
It is time consuming.
That is the moment of uselessness for
Okay.
today.
Beauty.
Let's get on to the real topic.
Bryce got that wrong. He was like, what are you making, idiot? Pancakes?
There you go.
Grandma! Okay. Are we on with it?
Let's do it.
Are we on with it?
Fake
Okay.
bread. Cloud bread's fake bread.
Oh God, we got lots of comments in here. What's
Yeah.
this? Cloud bread is fake bread. I don't know,
Effing
man.
bananas.
That looked interesting.
Westrom's mad at the bananas.
What do we got from here from Kev? What does he say? Wade.
He thinks my tattoo looks great. That's
He's commenting on your tattoo. Is that what that is?
what he said.
Looks like you're badass. Wade, that tat is looking. I'm gonna stop.
Wade, that tat is,
You killed
is
it.
looking like you're badass. Popping out of that shirt. Be careful that the ladies will be crawling all over.
Did he type that with a dyslexic keyboard, or was that just me?
Maybe
just
it was,
me, I think.
Maybe
It
it
was
was voice to text.
I mushed that all over the place.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm not getting anything done while I listen to this podcast. Well, yeah,
That's the point.
that's what we all do while we're doing the podcast.
Focus
Not
up.
get anything else done. Okay, so today's episode is going to be: why would you ever buy Fiberon?
Stuff's hard on the ears. I'm going to turn your mic down.
Not sponsored by Fiberon.
Not sponsored by.
Yeah, till they cough up the coin. We're gonna be brutally honest.
And even then,
Even then.
I'd probably still be brutally honest.
But what they did do, though, and this was not for this podcast, they sent this a couple weeks ago before they even knew we were doing this podcast, was they sent us a boatload of swag, like t-shirts, long sleeve t-shirts, hats. What else is in there? Mugs. There's some mugs.
Mugs?
I don't know
Might
where the
only
mugs
been a couple
went.
mugs.
The mugs disappeared.
Yeah,
really
mugs went
quickly.
quick. So we thought today,
I
in
know
honor
where one of them is.
doing it, we're going to give some of this stuff away. So we've put together 2 prize packs. One we're going to give away on the podcast, live Instagram for the people that are watching and participating. Right?
Yeah.
It finally pays off to watch.
The
It pays
second,
off to be live.
the second one we're going to give away, and I'm not understanding how, but Bryce tells me we're going to give it away on YouTube comment section.
Give it
Yes.
away. Give it away.
Okay, so what we're giving away This is so delayed. It's weird.
It's okay.
I'm wearing one of the sexy hats that they sent, right? If people can see
He's got it Fiberon.
Oh, he's so clever.
Wax off. So we've got a nice, these are Richardson 112s. These are the best hats ever. Fiberon hat or cap for our American friends.
Cap.
These are nice shirts too. I like these shirts.
Good one.
Fiberon shirts in a heather blue.
T-shirt.
They're like a nice, good quality t-shirt.
Heavy. Works good for the winter.
Long sleeve gray Fiberon t-shirt.
Are those okay? So here's a question:
I'm busy, Bryce.
Are they t-shirts?
Yeah.
Which one's a t-shirt?
one-
A short sleeve or a long sleeve?
The short sleeve. It looks like a tee.
No. People say short sleeve t-shirts.
Yeah, see, a t-shirt to me is a short sleeve one, and I don't like that we call these
I call that-
long sleeve ones t-shirts. I don't like that.
I
It
don't
should
call
have a
them
different
that.
name.
That's a long sleeve shirt and that's a t-shirt.
It's been settled.
One's a little T and one's a big T.
No, one's a long sleeve shirt and one's a t-shirt.
Yeah, I'm with him.
Since
What are you trying to do here? I don't know. We don't agree on much, but that one I agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't just wear a t-shirt to dinner.
That's right. You'd wear a long sleeve shirt.
Yeah, wear a long sleeve one.
So we're going to up the ante and we're going to throw in some of our own swag. Ultimate Deck Shop. Pimpin' shadow shirt.
Are those extra smalls that you couldn't get rid of? Is that what we're doing with those?
Yeah, this is the one that the stains wouldn't come out of. My wife scrubbed and scrubbed, so we'll just give it away then.
They call those dog size.
And one of these fancy little water bottles. You're going to get it empty, but you can put whatever you want into it.
Let's ship it with something.
Let's do it.
It's just like with
Let's put mayo in it.
with some Canadian fresh water.
That's
in
right.
it. So there you go. A water bottle, a few t-shirts from the Ultimate Deck Shop, and Fiberon, and a wicked little Fiberon cap. So we got two of these prize packs to give away.
Tell them how they're going to win, Shane.
I'm not paying to ship this overseas, so you gotta be within arm throwing distance.
Westrom, you got a chance.
Yeah, you got a chance.
Yeah. Be on the continent is what I'm asking. So what we're doing for this now, our friends at Fiberon, we told them, like, we posted we were going to do this episode. They're like, yeah, right on. And I was like, yeah, you should repost it. And then they did. And then I said, I don't know where this came from. I said, give me 3 words and we'll work them into the podcast.
Okay.
And what I thought I was going to get back was orange, purple,
Banana.
banana.
Banana
Right? Like, so, I thought it was going to be like something like that. And we could work those in and be like, oh, they're launching a new color called purple banana. Like, it'd be funny, right?
Yep.
Nope.
Turns out.
Whoever's running the Fiberon Instagram account's a funny person.
Pretty funny. It's a funny guy.
So they gave us some words. Did you write these down somewhere?
They're on the whiteboard on the outside of the
Oh, in
podcast
in the
room.
other room. Okay,
How do
perfect.
you not know them?
Yeah.
Dude, if you...
ADHD.
Let's imagine you were on a boat in the middle of a tsunami.
Yeah.
And then you're like, boy, your form casting that line was a little bit sloppy. Why? That's because I got shit going on up in here, okay?
We
So-
don't need that, Bryce. I
You got them?
I already got
Okay.
them.
Here's the thing. We have 3 words.
Apparently, they're all going to come out of Wade's mouth then.
No, Shane's going to do one.
We're not telling you what the words are going to be, but we're going to work them in all nonchalant-like into this conversation.
Sounds good.
And in the Instagram Live, we want you guys to call it out if you hear a word that you think isn't supposed to be in here. Now, don't call out every word we're saying because it's not orange. Like, it's not just a basic word.
Yeah.
They're a little bit tricky.
You'll know.
For everybody's guess, put a hashtag in front of it.
Oh, there you go. And whoever ends up guessing the most number of words correctly the quickest
That's
is
right.
going to win the prize pack.
That's right.
Okay.
If 3 different people get them, we'll draw. It'll be random.
We'll arm wrestle for
They're
it.
going to fist fight.
Yeah, we'll have, then you got to come here to get the stuff so I don't have to ship it. Great idea.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so there's the game we're playing. Now, Fiberon. So for those who maybe don't have a lot of familiarity with Fiberon, Fiberon is quite a large decking manufacturer. We always call them part of the big 3. I don't technically know if that's true and what even metric I'm using to classify that.
Okay.
But in our market, it's Trex, TimberTech, Fiberon.
Correct.
And so to me, they're the big 3. They are a manufacturer of composite decking as well as PVC decking. That's what we're
Correct.
talking about today. They do make railing and lighting and some other accessory type things as well. And they're owned by the Fortune Brands, which makes all sorts of like tons of stuff. They own a lot of brands in the industry.
Everything.
We're just going to discuss the decking lineup today. We're going to leave the other stuff out of it.
I think that's probably a good plan. We're 20 minutes in. We haven't even started.
Do you want to start in the middle of the lineup and work your way outwards?
Yeah.
Separately at the same time.
Yeah, okay.
Logically, you do that.
You talk about some lines and I'll talk about the other lines.
Okay.
And we'll do it at the same time.
Sounds good.
time.
We'll do lines together.
Speed this up.
We're going to be an
that sounds
efficient
like a lot of fun.
podcast today.
Okay, so let's get started. So
I didn't think that's how you and I would do lines together. I always envisioned that being different
Yeah. Like
The-
white.
in Vegas.
the lineups start at we're going to go at the low end. At the low end of the price point
Entry level.
is the Good Life line. Now, I'm going to cut right to the chase, and this is my honest to God opinion. I believe that their entry level line is one of the best in the market. I think that the Good Life line is fantastic.
You heard it here first, folks.
So much so that I put it on my own house because I just really think it's a really high quality entry level board. And at the price point it's at, other competitors have good offerings too, but I feel like this one's just a little bit more well rounded with the fact that you can do Cortex plugs. The scallops aren't as deep. It is a scallop board, but it's a nice wooden grain to it, like a wood embossing to it. Nicer than some of the others, I think. And I also think that it's like, while it's not super tractiony, it's not deathly slippery. It has like decent durability for the price point, which you can't say for all of the other ones. And so I just think if you're shopping for a board that's in that, I'm going to say sub $3 Canadian or sub $2 American, this is a really good one. You should have a look at this one. Now, the Good Life line itself, the lowest cost boards, only 2 colors. There's the catch.
That's okay. Those all entry level boards are only a couple colors.
Yes, that's right.
So
Yep.
That's why they're entry level.
that's right.
Right. So they've got a light medium gray and a kind of a pretty orangey, tanny brown color. And then they do have some offerings that have some variegation to them in the line that you're about to speak about, Wade. Over to you.
Oh. We're talking about the Weekender Escapes.
So I
always
talked
mess
about
this up.
Weekender, and
I always
you're
mess this
about
up.
to talk about Escapes.
So the Escapes, beautiful coloring in this lineup. And basically it's still Good Life board, scalloped on the back, has the Cortex or Pro plug. But what they've done is they've added some variegation. Bang for your buck.
That was the bang.
This is the board. I believe this is the best bang for your buck in the industry.
Which one? The Escapes?
The Escapes.
Okay.
Because you get variegated color, incredible durability, and Pro plug for entry level board or Cortex for entry level board. Nobody else is doing that.
Yeah, the Pro Plug thing on an entry level board is really cool. And I know most homeowners and DIY won't know what that even means. It doesn't matter. But to a contractor installing, if you're looking for because some guys are looking only at, they only install high-end boards. Like they only install, they're a Trex Transcend installer. They don't install Enhance, or they only install Paramount and they don't install Good Life. Yep. But sometimes, I'm seeing more and more, maybe because price is going up potentially, that some of these contractors that traditionally only install high-end are looking for a low-end board to go along with that to offer.
Do you think it's because they're losing some jobs, or do you think that some of the low end boards are actually stepped their game up a little bit and now these guys are okay with putting that in? Because maybe once upon a time the low ends were just straight garbage, and then they didn't want to put them in because it was too much warranty issue, maybe. But now,
Maybe, I don't know. But this line from Fiberon's been out for quite some time.
Yeah, but Fiberon isn't super well known, or has not been well known, even in the US, because it's not in every market.
Certainly it's not as accessible as the bigger brands. Yeah.
Yeah. TimberTech and Trex are in a lot more places. So
This is true.
okay.
So we had the boards here, so we thought we'd show them real quick. You're not going to get a good look on the podcast, but this is the Good Life board. So the Good Life. Oh, look at them. Look at them.
Zoom it in.
Look at them. Working that camera. Oh yeah. So this is a Good Life board. It's got a nice embossing texture to it. Like we did say, it is scalloped. So it's got some material removed out of the back. It's got a 3-finger design,
Like me. Much like me.
No, they call that no thumb design.
Not super deep. So that's what allows you to still be able to use plugs in this and whatnot. So, they reduce a little material out of this to reduce shipping weight and input material costs, help keep the cost low.
Yeah.
That's why.
Killed it. Good execution on that sentence.
I ate a few of the words, but so that was that I held up there was Cottage. That's a plain Weekender Collections, no variegation to it. 25-year warranty on fade stain structural. Now this
worth
one,
its weight in gold.
This one here is one of the, so same embossing, same profile. This one just has the variegation. And this is the Escapes collection that you were talking about.
Yeah.
And this one here is a brand new color called Cabana.
Oh, it's so freaking sharp.
This color is going to be hot. If you've dealt with Fiberon in the past, last year they had a color that came out called Chai in the Sanctuary line.
Yes.
This is very similar, a little bit warmer, I think. And also like less complex variegation, more a little bit sweeping, whereas Chai's got a little bit more going on. It's still around, just a higher price point. But this color, this warm gray is going to be it's going to be super sexy. It is super sexy. It is going to get bought by people looking for sexy decks.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Did you gag right there, or was that just
Yep.
Yeah, you did. Okay. I just wasn't sure. Okay, above that line, so we've got Good Life and the Escapes Good Life, which are the entry level. Above that, we've got
Good
a
Life
line
Weekend.
called Sanctuary. Now, Sanctuary's been around for a while. However, it's relatively new in the States. It's only been in the States for a year or two, I think. But before that, it was a really big seller in Canada. And still around, no new colors this year, but they did release a couple new colors last year.
Yeah, one was new. Oh, no, wait. Because Moringa was new.
Moringa was
'Cause espresso-
Jatoba the year before.
Yeah,
and
they
then-
Moringa.
said that. It's too bad I can't see him, right? He was jiving away, shucking and jiving back there.
Attaboy.
So they released espresso, moringa, and chai last year. But espresso it used to be there. It was in 3 years ago, then out, then back in.
Yep.
That's how you do like a real estate listing, right? If nobody's really paying attention, you just take it off the market. Don't let anybody have it for a little bit. Create some panic. Put it back in.
Yeah. Just make people sweat a little bit.
Yep.
So when you go to the Sanctuary line, you're going to a full thickness board. So it measures in at about a 15/16. So it's it's basically an inch thick board, but it doesn't have the scallops out of the back of it like the Good Life line does. I don't personally think that matters a whole lot to the average person. You only know it's scalloped while you're putting it down. Once it's down, you never know they're there again. It's fine. It's still just as strong. Like a deck built with, the Good Life line could still support an elephant standing on it. So
Yeah.
it's still strong. There's nothing.
If it's 16 inch on center.
You still do have to install it 16 inches on center. You can't go wider with any of these.
Yep.
They're all 16 or less.
Correct.
So the install doesn't change whether you're using the Sanctuary or Good Life.
Yep.
But Sanctuary gives you the full thickness board if you prefer that. The capping's the same. It's not capped on the backside, just like the Good Life line.
But it's a different embossing.
It is a different embossing. And it's got more coloring to it, right? Like Good Life's got some like kind of blotchy streaking, and the Sanctuary line is much more feathered out, consistent streaking,
Yes.
as opposed to kind of like blotch here, blotch there.
Yep.
So it looks really good. There's 5 colors, I believe, in that, right? We've got, can you count them off?
Sure. I'll use my hand. I'll use my right hand.
Okay.
You do the counting.
Okay.
Earl Grey.
Okay.
I thought you were. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, I thought you said you were doing and I was counting.
Earl Grey.
Yeah.
Latte.
Yeah.
Moringa.
Okay.
Chai.
Yeah.
Espresso.
There we go. Bring! That's the 5. And Jatoba still exists down in the States through Home Depot only. And I think all that happened there is that they had a whole bunch of Jatoba.
What are we going to do?
Depot bought it probably for a song. And now it's a Depot board.
Yep.
So that's the Sanctuary line. What's next?
Horizon Symmetry.
Okay. So then above that, they've
Wait,
got
no. They have Horizon.
Yeah, well, it's kind of, they messed
they
with
have
the branding a couple years ago, and they got all goofy with it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Concordia.
Concordia. My
is the,
bad.
I guess,
apologize.
parent brand, and within that, they've got the Horizon and the Symmetry lines.
Yep.
Now these are full cap boards. These are capped all sides, whereas the previous 2 we talked about were not. So if you're in an area that requires a little bit more water protection, or there's going to be low ventilation underneath, this is probably a good thing. If you just want to be able to flip the boards, if you get a scratch or something like during install, you can do that. So it's a little bit more forgiving.
And
I don't know.
delivery, right? They like usually when people talk about these boards scratching, it doesn't happen when the deck is installed. Like it does around patio furniture or like around your table, they'll scratch. But most often when you see the boards get scratched, it's going to be during delivery, during install.
Right.
Right. And then once the deck is like in our showroom, I don't know that any of those decks are scratched that bad. We have thousands of people walk on those.
Yeah. They're all pretty good. I don't think we're getting any guesses. One of the words was spilled, was it?
They were doing jiving.
We've had a few
sexy
guesses.
Okay,
and super sexy.
I haven't seen anybody hit it. There's been one word announced, and nobody hit it.
2 words.
Well, the one was done before we started the game. I think you should redo it at some point.
Okay, fine. I will.
Okay.
To give you a lead, and this is the easiest one of the bunch,
Which one?
the one that I had already said. So as a hint to the viewing audience,
Right.
I said that the Good Life boards were strong enough to hold a what? That was the first word. So there's a hint.
Okay.
If you can remember what we were talking about, you get in first, you'll be in for an entry to win one of the prize packs.
We're doing a draw.
Well, if the first person only gets one, but then somebody else gets the next 2, they've won.
My
Whoever
guess
gets
is
the
one
most.
person is going to
Most,
get.
yeah.
My guess is one person's going to get the lion's share, and then that'll be that.
Was lion's share one of the words?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
It wasn't.
It's like, okay, so what's next? You want to talk about Horizon?
No, you wanted to talk about
Concordia Horizon. Concordia Horizon. Now, here's my knock on it. I really like the 2 lines that we just talked about. I think they're fantastic. There's not really much for knocks on them. They can be a little bit slippery when wet. That's a
Truth.
a knock if we're finding knocks on them. But other than that, they're great boards. We sell quite a bit of both those lines. The Sanctuary is a great mid-price point, and the Good Life is a great entry-level price point.
Yes.
Horizon's a full-out, that's a high premium. This is their best boards.
Yep.
We forgot to mention, too, that Sanctuary actually comes with a 40-year warranty.
Yep.
The Variegated Good Life has a 30-year warranty,
Yeah, it goes 25, 30, 40,
and now 50
50.
on the Horizon and Symmetry lines. So here's the thing about the Horizon line. This is probably the nicest coloring in a deck board in the industry. The Horizon line, I think. It's got the most beautiful sweeping colors. Like
Call.
when it's fully installed, like a Horizon Ipe deck.
Yeah,
That is
I
gorgeous.
think I would agree that the Ipe is pretty good, but like Rosewood is pretty flat. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's just that one color. I don't disagree. I believe that Ipe is really hard to beat when it's installed and you see it. It looks amazing.
Yeah, it's tough. Like it's tough to beat color wise. Yeah. The knock on that line that I always like, I can't not make somebody aware of this if they're looking at that line is that it's slippery.
I also have to tell people that it is very slippery.
Because if you get just anything with a bit of water on it or a little bit of like frost especially is going to be slippery, but this stuff is it's very slippery when it gets wet or has a little frost on it. And the reason for that, I presume, to be that it's got a very smooth embossing to it.
It's like they polished it.
Yeah. So the Sanctuary Good Life have more of a deeper, more realistic wood graining to it. And these have a
Some
very
embossing, right?
yeah, very flat, smooth, wide, bands of tree rings, whatever. It's just very smooth. And so therefore it's kind of
It
slick.
kind of looks like maple plywood, right? That's kind of the...
I was gonna say kind of a maple grainy kind of look to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the other thing to that too is that there's while there's a lot of nice sweeping colors, if you get a scratch on that really smooth surface, it's easy to see the scratch too.
Yep.
Slight knock. And then because of the beautiful colors, putting the plugs in, you got to pay a little bit more attention putting them in because there's so much color change that the plugs cut. They can vary in color quite a bit, so you got to be a little bit more selective. But overall, really nice board, fully wrapped cap, great warranty on it, looks amazing. But just know, if you're somebody who, if it's elderly people and this is the main entrance to their house, I wouldn't do it.
No.
I would find something
not
with a little
do that.
bit more traction on it.
Correct.
But Fiberon has boards with lots more traction higher up in their lineup, so we can definitely get there, right? So, Symmetry.
So I like Symmetry.
Yep.
I not a huge fan, like you had said, of the Horizon line, but Symmetry line is amazing. So it has more of a feather grain finish, like a hardwood finish, looking like Ipe or Palau. Hairline graining.
Yep.
It is freaking gorgeous. So we had, in our showroom on Dudney Avenue, we had done what color was it that we had done on the deck on the desk? Sorry.
Where? Oh, we did Cinnabar.
Cinnabar,
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So we did Cinnabar, and then on top of the desk we had done actual red Blau.
Yes, right. Yeah.
And you could not tell the difference between the two.
Yeah.
The red Blau, like the real true red Blau that had been dyed or stained, looked identical to the Cinnabar that was on the vertical part of the desk. It was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, if you didn't know it was different, by standing back and looking at it, you couldn't tell.
Correct, yeah. So two-side finished, again, hairline graining, amazing, slightly better traction than the Horizon line, and I'll attribute that to the texture that's on top of the board. Easier to match the plugs, not nearly as much variegation in color, but they've done an amazing job of the color. So
yes, yeah, really. So not as much sweeping color, but more realistic.
Yep.
Because if there's one thing about Horizon that it's not realistic looking, like because the embossing and the color, it's way too wild. Like the color's too wild to be like, oh, that came out of a natural product.
Yeah.
But it's really nice.
Yeah.
So that's it for their composite lines.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the traditional recycled plastic, wood fiber, makeup of a board, and it is capped with HDP plastic. So that's the same as everybody makes it. Everybody's tweaked their formulas, but
correct.
Standard capped composite. They also, though, now have 2 lines of straight PVC.
Yeah.
Cellular PVC decking. And so
do you like the 2-line setup? Do you like that?
No.
Having 2 lines? Okay.
No.
Do you think they're just blowing through some inventory?
Maybe.
That's what I'd be doing.
Why don't you like the 2 lines?
Because I'm a dealer and I don't like stocking lots of things.
Oh, okay.
That's how I'm supposed to be when I'm a dealer.
Okay. Right, yeah.
I don't want that many SKUs.
I don't like SKUs. No, so I would say that the Paramount line, which is the next up in the food chain and the price point, the Paramount line PVC board is, again, it continues the Horizon's gorgeous coloring. Like it has lots of sweeping, beautiful coloring, like more than just 2 colors. It like really blends in and looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Deadly traction on it. It's grippy. And some people even say it's too rough, which is the opposite of what Horizon is.
Yes.
But I mean, unless you're like, what are you doing in your deck? Don't slip and slide. That's what Horizon's for.
Right,
if you want to slip and slide your deck, buy Horizon.
You want to Spider-Man it?
Somebody comes in, they're like, it's kind of scratchy. You're like, oh, how, really? He's like, yeah, look at my belly. What? So Paramount is a straight PVC. It's got a really heavy radius edge on it, which I don't like that look. Personally, it's a personal preference thing. Mm-hmm. Some people might like that. I think it's too much. Too rounded.
Too round. I would agree with that.
But the boards look beautiful.
And when it really shows up is when you use it as a picture frame board or on the edge of the deck and that radius dives off so early. What happens is you get to see the end of the boards that butt up to the picture frame.
Right.
Yeah, you get a
radius
lip.
is so big and then you see it.
Do we have a board?
We do. I like. Oh, it's right on top.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, it's right here.
Look,
I
it's right
skipped
there.
The other lines. So here's what we're talking about. Like, just this edge is very rounded, more rounded than like most deck board manufacturers put on their boards. Like Trex Transcend has a bit of a round edge, but I think this is more.
Look how square this one is.
Yeah, so there's a good comparison if Bryce can zoom in on that. This is the Symmetry line with a nice square shoulder on it, and this is the Paramount line PVC with the very much radius edged on it.
Yeah.
Like it's probably like a 3/16 radius or something. It's pretty aggressive.
Yeah.
So I'm not a huge fan of that. The board is beautiful. Like I said, if you see it, like the coloring is amazing on it. Really good for that. Great traction.
Maybe the best traction in the industry.
It's one of the best for sure. So if you're looking for, like if you love the color of Horizon, but you need it to be more grippy, then Paramount's the answer for you. Yeah. And it's not that much more money. Paramount goes up like, I don't know, maybe 30 cents, 40 cents a linear foot from Horizon. So not
peanuts,
not a big deal. Now, they heard us, Wade. Mm-hmm. They heard us say that it's got too much of a radius edge on it. It's too rough.
You know what else they did when they heard us? They changed the warranty on that board.
Oh yeah. Now we should give them props for this. Because we used to rag on this line hard because they didn't give you a fade and stain warranty on it. It had a lifetime structural warranty on it.
Yep.
but no fade and stain.
And we kept phoning and we were like, why? Why? If you don't believe in your board, how can I believe in your board? Why?
Well, it's like we've never had an issue with fading and staining. Like it won't. Okay.
So then just say that.
So put it on there.
So then
Back it up.
Back it up.
And
And eventually
they did.
they backed it up. Last year they switched it. I guess kind of a year and a half ago. We were in our old shop when they switched it. So they put a 50-year fade and stain as well as a lifetime structural warranty on that board now. And so great. That's where it should be.
That's where it should be.
So now they've got confidence in the board. And now we can sell confidently and customers can buy confidently that the board is going to protect them from that.
And I'm still waiting for our like some sort of shirt or
Just
a
a
plaque.
kickback. Oh, wait. They sent a whole box of stuff.
Right. Yeah.
You got a mug.
I think they
did
sent
get
you a shirt per year of warranty they added on that thing,
Yes,
actually.
they did.
And so last year, they came out with another line of PVC decking, which is a little bit more premium yet. So if you're looking at price points, this is the highest price point board that they offer. This is probably another 30 to 50 cents more than the Paramount line was. And it's called the Promenade line. And they've kind of addressed a couple things. So the big radius edge, gone. Nice square shoulder on it now.
Well,
So
I can't hold it.
that's really good.
I have to hold it this way.
Bryce going to get a little zoom in on that. You better get cracking on your words too, by the way. I'm going to shut this show down. You're going to run out of time.
Lower.
Just saying.
Got it.
There's been a couple guesses for words in here. They're not correct.
So
it was
far,
not feather.
They got one of them.
It was not maple.
They did.
Some folks did get elephant.
Yep.
Elephant was one of the words.
Okay. That's probably, I've held that long enough.
Elefante.
Elefante. Now, this board is fantastic. I really have no knocks on this board. Honest to God.
We have one here that we need to bend too.
We should heat bend one of these. So
40 Flow sent us one.
this board is everything that we like from all the other boards put into one.
Yep.
Right? You loved the look of the symmetry graining and coloring. This
Bingo.
is very similar to that. Hairline graining.
Yep.
I don't know who's listening to this podcast, and somebody's probably going to cringe and get pissed that I say this, but if you're familiar with the AZEK vintage line, it's that.
I don't think that anybody would be pissed because if they saw this board, that's what it looks like. Do you think Fiberon would be? Do you think AZEK?
No, I think they know. I think they know.
I think everybody. I think everybody knows.
I think that
Everybody's
this was
in on it.
inspired. So there's some colors on here that are really similar looking to AZEK vintage line, which is not a bad thing because in my opinion, the AZEK vintage line was the best looking decking in the market. I loved that line.
I thought.
Never mind. Don't go there.
was. I thought the Horizon was.
I think it has the best coloring, but the AZEK vintage was the best looking.
I got you. Gets me on a technicality.
Right.
Exactly.
Who is this wordsmith?
So this has beautiful coloring. It's got a few colors streaking through every board. The squared shoulder is nice.
Really good.
One oddity of this is that the board is thick. It's an inch and an eighth.
Thick board.
Why would you do that?
It's thick.
1 and an 8 inches.
Inch and an eighth.
The
on
trend.
this thing.
Good job.
So not a big deal. It's just that it kind of bucks the industry norm of being an inch thick decking. So if you've planned and not left yourself any margin for error to tuck a deck board underneath your flashing or something, this might be a little bit thick for you.
Are you gonna show them this?
Well, look, I brought
Show the
them
people
all.
this.
All these colors? Well, here's the colors from the Promenade line. So I love Weathered Cliff. I don't know. There's a lot of nice colors in here.
Don't dump them.
I'm gonna try not to dump them. No, I think you're okay. This is gonna be great, Bryce. You can just stay seating.
Okay. We should also talk
Seated.
about how scratch resistant. You remember when we got the samples?
Well, we'll get there. These are. So that's what did we say earlier. We were like, well, the Horizon, you really see the scratches. Well, this stuff is durable.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So the first thing we always do when we get new products is we like to torture test them. It's just what we do. Because people ask us the questions all the time. Well, does it scratch easy? And I'd like to know. So are you ever going to go and like drag screws on your deck? Probably not. Are you ever going to hit it with a hammer, front, like face of the hammer and the claw side? Probably not. But we do.
We do.
So if we've tested it, so anyway, we took, because anytime somebody tells us that like their product will do something, we're like, yeah, right. I'll believe it when I see it. Mm-hmm. They told us this was more durable. Mm-hmm. And so if there's one knock against AZEK Vintage is that it does kind of scratch a little bit easier. At least it knocks down the graining easy so you can kind of see the scratches.
Yep.
And so beautiful board. But so this stuff, we're like, okay, well, let's go grab some AZEK Vintage. Let's grab this. Let's hit it up. We had a little like pocket knife thing. We had some stuff.
Yep. And I can't tell you how many times I've had friends come over and pull the pocket knife out and scratch.
Well, it's because they want to, like, you know, put a little heart in your dash. Wade
like,
plus.
I almost for sure I would boot the knife out of their hand. Poof.
Yeah, so you might skiff your boot. We got to make sure it's scuff free too.
Here's the beer. You were holding the wrong thing.
So this stuff, this stuff was remarkably scratch resistant.
Super
like the same, like we use the same tools, same whatever, just drop from board to the next, and the vintage scratched quite a bit easier than this stuff did. It was hard to see a mark on this stuff. If you tilted it a certain light and kind of looked at it at an angle, you could see it did something maybe, but it was really, really durable.
Yep.
And even to impact, we were hitting it was pretty good with impact too.
Yep.
So fairly impressive. Like I said, the only thing is it doesn't play well nice with others because it's a little bit thicker. So if you're thinking you're going to mix and match this with Paramount or something else or Sanctuary, it's not going to work real well. Because of the,
but maybe you don't need to. You know what I mean? Like,
there's enough beautiful colors. I'd be pissed if you did, to be honest.
Yeah. So they the lineup, the lineup is ubiquitous. It has it all.
I completely agree, and I think that you wouldn't like. So there's some boards where I think the graining is unique enough that you shouldn't pair it with ones that have different embossing, different graining.
Correct.
I've always thought that about the symmetry line already. I was like,
yes.
It looks like hairline, looks realistic. Don't pair it with something that doesn't look like that.
Yeah, like you imagine if you put cottage on the outside and then, or on the main part of your deck, and it's like this deep wood grain embossing, and then hairline on the outside on the perimeter, it would look weird.
Yeah,
it looks
And then this stuff, right? So this is really good. Capped all sides. It's like as most PVCs are.
Yep.
Textured one side though. So unlike the Symmetry and Horizon lines that are fully capped, fully textured, fully everything on both sides are flippable. These are not flippable because they don't have the embossing on the back, just the coloring.
Correct.
So you could use this on a privacy wall where you want the back side to still look good.
Yeah. Show your neighbor that.
Yeah.
Right.
But it doesn't need the texture.
That's right.
Yeah.
So very grippy too. Still has a rough texture. Not as rough as Paramount, but still grippy though.
Yeah. So. And the back is okay. It's not like it's chartreuse. It's just the color, like it's the color of the front, right?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
Okay. So I think this is a fantastic line. I've heard we don't stock this one yet. We actually put in an order to stock a couple colors last year, and it ended up getting delayed and came too late for us to. We ended up canceling it, but it is a fantastic line. I've heard that some dealers that were having trouble getting their AZEK vintage stock and decided to switch to this had great success because this is also coming in about $1 a foot, linear foot cheaper than AZEK vintage. So that's tough.
Shots fired.
Bump it down.
Or it's really good, depending on who you are, what side of the coin you are there. So fantastic line.
So we have to bend it. I'd like to do a 4 foot radius. Maybe we do like a 10 foot radius or something easy, 8 foot radius. And then we should try a tighter one, like a 2 foot, 3 foot radius maybe.
Yeah, I haven't seen anybody trying to bend it yet, so I don't know.
So that was what I had said to our rep. I was like, send me a board so we can actually like bend it, and then we'll do a video of it and we'll show like how this actually bends and what it.
Do you think because it's thicker, it's going to be hard to bend?
That was my theory.
Maybe.
Theory.
But it's PVC.
Or maybe it's more stable. Like maybe it won't wrinkle as easy if it's thicker. I don't know.
Who knows? But
everything you try to bend has always been 1 inch. So I've never tried to bend a 2x4 from Trex or something. Like I don't know if the thickness matters. It would take longer to heat if it's thicker, which would make that a little bit more difficult. So maybe it's harder to get it to temperature, but then I don't know. Is it more stable when you're doing it? I don't know.
Who knows?
No.
So now Fiberon, when they were purchased by Fortune Brands, they came out and said like all the people that worked there were like, this is amazing. This is gonna be so good. Like our marketing budgets are going to go through the roof. We'll be able to promote ourselves so much better. Or like, we'll really be able to compete. And you're seeing that starting to happen now. You're seeing a lot, like if you go to their website and check out some of their product visualizers and their tools, they've got an augmented reality app.
It's
as
really
well.
good.
So if you've got an existing deck and you're like, time for a new look, take the app outside and you can choose your deck board and it'll make your deck look like the new boards.
Yeah.
That's really cool. The design tools, they've got a great catalog out right now too. That's kind of like a deck design, like a guide, kind of like what are the parts of a deck called, and like
that guide is
how to vet a contractor.
Quite good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
So it's for sure. It's for sure a really good resource. We've linked some of their stuff from our own website too. Some of the tools they're great. So we're like,
when you just mailed it in, you're like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
you guys are doing this. You're doing this great.
yeah, exactly.
Copy link.
Yeah. So
Time.
Yeah,
that's
great.
a real time saver.
it is. Yeah.
You should have just copied other
Like
people's
I don't have the pockets of Fortune brands.
yet.
My pockets are only Levi's deep.
Depends how your Dogecoin goes.
I haven't bought it
you
yet.
buy it?
No, I'm trying to. I gotta. It sounds like it's old news anyway. You got to get into the NFTs now.
Yeah, everyone's getting in NFTs.
So, anyways, Fiberon. If you don't have Fiberon near your market, and you might not, some people just don't have access to it because it's not as well distributed as a Trex, for example. Trex is everywhere. So, but if you have it in your area, it's worth having a look at it. Beautiful colors, really good quality boards, great entry level line, great high end line,
There's a lot of reasons.
solid mid level line.
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons to buy Fiberon.
Yeah. Yeah.
As far as PVC, how's the pricing across PVC market?
Compared to other brands of PVC,
Yeah.
they're right in there.
Right in
So, like in our store, we've got a few brands of PVC, and they're smack dab in the middle of all the pricing. It's all around that in Canadian dollars, around that $6 to $7. That AZEK vintage I mentioned is a little bit above that, so they're in there. But yeah,
Yeah, it's a little bit above there.
okay. So, what now, Brace? Did we get somebody like it?
We got a few people on Elephant. We've only had one on the second word.
Okay, but somebody did get the second word.
Yeah, but they didn't get the first word.
Third.
Okay,
I don't know if they were here for it.
and the third word. Has anybody gotten more than one?
No.
Okay, then we need to go to a draw.
Okay.
Fight. So let's take the three people. So now we can go. Are you going to tell us what the words were, Bryce, and
I
who
can.
who
Tell.
got it first, or Wade can, whichever.
Go ahead, Wade.
You're gonna, because you have to write people down. You got to scroll and do stuff.
I already have the people
I see.
writing on the desk.
First word was
Elephant.
elephant. Was the first word, and somebody got that took some prodding, but we got them there.
Yeah, Utah Valley got it first.
Oh, there we go. The podcast.
Oh yeah, so
There we
good.
go. Good.
Okay.
So did Keel, Russell, Eric Tureau, and Mitt Condex.
Yeah.
All right.
Pretty
Elephant
slow,
was
though.
easy.
Pretty fat fingers in those guys.
Yep,
Pretty
they
slow.
were ready to go.
Second word was.
Ubiquitous.
No one got that one, actually.
Well, I thought you said somebody did get it.
Someone got the other one.
Well, we gave it away.
Kind of.
Well, whatever.
Okay, ubiquitous was the second word, and the final word was.
Chartreuse.
A couple people got that one.
Can you define the word chartreuse for
It's
me?
so the way I know chartreuse was as a color for a fishing lure. So it's like yellow. It's a color.
It's a color.
But
yeah.
so you guys, when we looked it up, you guys thought it was a drink.
It is a drink.
That's
It's both.
like a greeny yellow liqueur.
Yeah.
And so for myself, it was always a color. It was a fishing lure that was chartreuse. It did really well for walleye up north.
That way you only catch the boozy fish. They're like, oh, a drink. I don't mind if I do.
Yep.
It was named because of the drink, though.
Must have been.
That's what it says on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
So is there a clear winner or no? TC Dex says he's in two accounts here. Was he one of the guys that
so
got
TC
chartreuse?
Dex is the Utah podcast.
I didn't know that.
But was he chartreuse?
He did chartreuse. He spelt it wrong.
Yeah.
And he did elephant under Utah Valley. I didn't realize.
Okay, well, he's the same guy.
Well,
So
is
he
true.
wins.
stay on the same friggin' account.
Which account would you like us to announce as the winner? So,
Westrom's pretty funny.
Mark Westrom, that color was Wade's cummerbund at grade 12 grade.
grad. Yeah.
Or grad.
Grade 12.
Oh, I read it right.
He read it
It
right.
says grade.
Grade 12 grade. But
can't
it was
read
grade
today.
12 grad. And
Yeah.
that's not what my cummerbund was.
You had a cummerbund.
It was red.
I didn't have a cummerbund.
Was it bright red or was it like the school color, like
It was
burgundy?
Like, it was like, yeah, burgundy.
Yeah. Did we all have them?
No.
Because I feel like I had one that color too.
Oh, maybe you did. Maybe we all did.
And I feel like Trevor Johnson too. Maybe all were. Yeah. Okay. So that's it for Fiberon. What else we got to talk about though, Bryce? We have some other announcements we want to make.
Yeah. First, to win the other prize pack,
All right. Yeah, I'll let you give those details because I don't know what they are.
Oh, yeah. Here you go.
hashtag all three of these words when this podcast hits YouTube in the comment section on YouTube.
You watch him get in there. You watch Levi get in there. Win.
You can win another pot. You
Yeah,
can
do
win
that.
another
So if you
prize
didn't win today, you'll have a second shot when we post the pod. That usually happens what? Around the time we post the podcast, the YouTube goes up too.
pack. It goes up usually the following Tuesday.
Okay. So you can get on, watch the YouTube version of this podcast, which will be helpful because we showed things today.
Yeah. And make sure you hashtag elephant, Chartreuse spelt anyway, and ubiquitous.
There you go. So thanks for Fiberon for giving us those words.
That's pretty fun though. Really? Right?
Yeah. That was good.
I think we should do more of that. People should throw in like trick words. That should be a thing we can do all the time.
I forgot. We have a question. Oh, no,
We did have questions from the people today.
Oh.
So I forgot you had posted that. The other thing we should announce too, that while people are listening, we've decided to finally nail down a consistent time slot that we're going to do the live. So we always hear from people like, we never know when you're going live. How am I supposed to plan to be in it?
And the response is, we never know.
We don't know either. So Thursdays at 3 p.m. Central. So right now that's 4 p.m. Eastern, which is where a lot of people are. But when the time changes, it'll be 5 o'clock your time. 3 p.m. Central, Thursday afternoons. That's when the podcast is happening live. They get posted on Saturdays.
Okay.
So that's when, and apparently the YouTubes go out on Tuesdays.
YouTube's go out on
So
Tuesdays
there's a little
generally.
bit of, like, there's pod just sprinkled everywhere.
There's a little pod everywhere. Do you want to guys know the question?
Yes, we do. There's
So from HDD Halifax,
yeah.
how are you selling Good Life at such a good price point? That's lower than my wholesale cost. That was the only question.
Yeah. Well,
That's Hickory Dickory Decks
Dickory Decks in
in
Halifax.
Halifax.
Yeah.
I mean, we're ballers. What can we say? We buy a Fiberon, they sell it to us cheap.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why we're
East Coast
we
might
are
be harder.
competitively priced with other people that sell Fiberon in our markets. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
So if it's more out east, maybe there's an additional freight to get it out there. I'm not sure. I certainly would like to sell it for more. Like,
Yep.
if I could get more for it, I would enjoy that.
Why wouldn't you, right?
It's competitive here. Fiberon, less so in our one market of Regina. We're the only ones that stock Fiberon here anymore. But in our other market of Saskatoon, everybody has Fiberon.
Whoa.
And that's only a 2.5 hour drive away. So it's odd that it's so different. But
And they're like, well, but the whole, like, our supplier, their head office is not head office, but their like distribution center is in Saskatoon
right. Yeah. So that may help. Yep.
because they don't have a distribution center in Regina.
He says, did you see what TC Dex just said?
Yeah.
TC Dex, he wins this stuff. Here's the thing. We just like, he unfortunately for Fiberon, he's a Trex guy. He's a Trex guy quite a bit. So he's won this and he's like, I'm cool with just the UDP stuff. No offense, Fiberon. Ouch.
You can't do that.
We should give this away to somebody else.
Yeah. Send them a t-shirt, give it away to somebody else.
Anyway, what else we want to do to announce today is that we have finally, after, I don't know, we've been thinking about this for a long time, we have put up a store
Put up a store.
for podcast gear.
Well, we couldn't have been thinking about it for that long.
Just so you know, man, I'm working on something very, very big. Very important. You're going to be very proud. It's the new pod shop. Okay? That was unplanned. I was really slick. I hit the wrong button, but I went with it.
Well, it was very big.
It was a very big idea.
Very important.
So tuds.ca. Tuds is in the ultimate deck shop.ca/pod shop to get your podcast gear if you like. There's hats, there's hoodies, there's all sorts of swag up there. We've got not only just like branded logo gear, but we're going to be doing some timed releases of some gold from the podcast. Am I right?
That's right.
So up there right now.
It's not there right now? Or
It's
is
there.
It is. There's
You
a
can
couple.
get it right now.
What's there right
There's 2 specialty items up there right now. And
Prepared for this.
Can you show them?
a third one that's pending because it might be violating some copyright laws.
Give me a sec. Keep talking.
Up there, are you going to be able to show it on the screen?
Yeah, I can figure out a way to do it.
Okay. Well, you can go to the link.
Why wouldn't you just type?
Why wouldn't I just go?
Tuds.ca/pod shop,
Can't
Bryce.
even get our own guy. Remember that time that guy? Remember that time the guy from Direct West came in here and was trying to sell advertising, and then he Googled something. And I was
Yeah.
just like, you can just fold all your stuff up and leave now.
Yeah. Yeah, tried to tell us that we'd be so much better off on Google listings if we were just listed with the yellow pages.
Yeah.
And he's like, "See, watch, I'll Google," and then we came up with 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, it's like, oh, boy.
Looks like we don't need you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
No.
So when you get on here, some of the initial specialty items, we'll call it, are
so fun.
the "Show Me Your Track Saw" T-shirt or design. You can get it on a variety of things. And so for all those who have been like committed to the track saw life, you can now display that and question everybody around you as to their level of skill or commitment to their craft.
Commitment to the craft for sure.
By mocking them from your hoodie.
Yep.
Show me your track saw.
You don't even have to say anything to make fun of them anymore. You can just walk into the room and make fun of them.
Yeah. And the second specialty design we have up there right now is for the real straight ballers, the true pros, the hashtag Ryobi for life.
Ryobi for life is...
You can rock the Ryobi for life
epic
gear right now as well.
Actually, that's a really nice looking hoodie.
Right behind
It
Shane
is a good
there.
looking hoodie. So yeah, that stuff's up there right now. You can shop away if you feel fit. If you don't want to, I'm not
All good.
I'm not going to be hurt by this. I thought it was cool. People have been asking us for gear. We thought, let's put some gear up and we'll put some stuff out there. And
Do we make any money on this?
more designs to come. Just a little bit.
Okay,
Yeah. So if it's
little
another,
bit.
there's often people too that reach out and say like, how can we support you? Like, how do I I'd like to buy from you or do something, but I'm down in Florida. Well, here's a small way. Like, do we make a lot of this? No, we make a couple bucks a shirt.
Okay.
But if you want, like, just rep the brand, that's fun too. And so when you get there, it's not just podcast gear, it's also the ultimate deck shop gear as well. So if you're interested in not just the
Oh, look,
podcast,
you
but
got one
our
of
brand
the
as a whole.
Little puppies there.
Yeah, there's some good stuff here.
Over here.
Okay.
So lots and lots and lots of selection on there. Like I said, we'll probably leak a few designs out over the. No, we'll announce them on the podcast. Why not?
And maybe we'll wear them on the podcast.
That'd be fun too, right? Hey, look, a fanny pack. Out of stock because it's so popular.
As expected.
Yeah.
Bandanas. No.
So and I think the pricing's pretty decent. These are in Canadian prices, so like most things are $5 American,
Adjustable aprons.
right? Lots of good swag in there. Hats, t-shirts, hoodies, long sleeve shirts,
Long sleeve shirts and t-shirts.
Where do I get to the?
all sorts of stuff.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
That's
Show
what I
me your
was
track
looking
saw.
for.
Is this what you're trying to show us to the people on the line?
Yeah.
Oh,
Look at that handsome
I didn't even
fella.
know that I had done that.
Right?
Oh, look.
Looks like they photoshopped your hair a little bit.
I think it looks just like Wade.
From 20 years ago.
So there it is. Go rep the pod, rep whatever you want to rep. It
doesn't matter.
It'll be fun to see it around. You know what would be fun for me though, actually, is if we go down to these trade shows like Deck Expo and we see some of this gear walking around. That'll make my day.
Yep, that'd be pretty fun.
That'll be fun.
Yep.
Show me your track saw. Anything else? Is that all the announcements we have for today? God, that was heavy.
I mean, if you want to announce the contractor drinking thing,
Boy, oh boy.
we could preview it.
Holy smokes, Bryce! You put me in a corner. I feel like we're a little early on that. I don't know
you
that I have
told me
any,
about it.
I don't know if I have any. Like, what do we have for details?
This is how I feel every day. I walk into the office.
I can tell you.
I walk in that
can
front
tell you
door with my
right
lunch
now.
every day. It's like, Bryce, new ideas. We gotta do these. Whiteboard. He's got the biggest whiteboard in the store. It's full.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Well, you could announce it. It would be brand new news to me too. I'll be just as surprised as everybody on the podcast.
So just keep your ears peeled for it.
Well, should we tell what we're doing?
no,
Okay, should we get some
Yeah,
feedback
Let's
from
get
it?
some feedback.
there's only 4 people in here anyways.
Yeah, they left.
Who's all in here? If we have enough,
8.
people.
8.
Okay, so here's what we're doing. Did we decide it was going to be bi-weekly?
Yeah, twice a month.
Okay, so bi-weekly,
Wade has to stay late.
we're look at the thing is on the back of the thing.
Yep.
Like they can see the shirts
there it
right
is.
here.
Okay.
What we're doing here is bi-weekly, which is every other week. We are going to be doing what are we calling this thing? It's a happy hour, a deck happy hour
Deck happy, contractor happy.
on Zoom. So what we're going to do is every other week, we're going to fire up a Zoom meeting with anybody who really wants in, contractors,
Yeah.
on Fridays, end of the week.
Yeah.
We're all going to sit down with a beer. We're going to jump into a Zoom meeting. We're going to shoot the shit. We're going to talk shop. We're going to have a great old time as if we were sitting around at a trade show or at a bar or a lounge or at a sports bar, having drinks with buddies. And every week we'll kind of bring up some topics that we can kind of, frame the discussion around so it doesn't get too wild.
Sure.
We're making this up as we go along.
Like,
really.
I still don't know what he's referring to, but I'm like, I got to think of something.
Well, this sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I think this will be fun. So
Maybe Maybe a perfect view Simon would be so sweaty if we just called him. Remember when we had him on the podcast?
Right? Quigley Caber, I'll say he likes that time very much. It works great for him. He can throw the tools in, pack up, and like listen to this podcast on his way home or when he gets home. So the timing works great. So that's good.
We'll keep that.
Eric Taru asking, is it distributed by Goodfellow out west? It will be, yes.
Our swag?
West? Is it distributed by Goodfellow out west?
He was
Fiberon?
talking about Fiberon, and it is. Fiberon is distributed by Goodfellow.
Yes. It's Goodfellow across the country. Yep.
Correct.
What else we got here? Boy, that's great news, guys. I'll put in my order when this is over from TC Decks. So he's got some swag coming his way anyway, but thanks for the support, brother.
He thinks, does he think that we should give the Fiberon stuff to Build a Deck Long Island? Does he think that's where that should go? Or
is that what he's
Is
suggesting?
that what he's laughing about?
I don't know.
Well, he tagged Build a Deck Long Island.
Yeah. He wants us to give his stuff to
So what do you guys think? Do you like this idea of every other week on a Friday, end of day, we all kind of jump on a Zoom call, pick a couple topics, have a beer with the boys and the girls if there are any.
I know for sure I'm interested in this.
And talk shop.
Why not?
Like hang out. Order some chicken wings in,
Chicken wings.
Ain't no thing.
So if you're interested in doing this, send us a DM, send us some sort of message and let us know that you're in for the deck
Are we doing this tomorrow?
deck shop happy hour. Is that what we're calling it?
This is the Deck Shop Happy Hour.
Deck shop
The deck.
happy hour. The deck.
We'll have to come up with the new name.
Yeah.
It hasn't clicked yet what we're calling it, but so far we got
topic
3 people that love the sound of it.
We don't even have to call it the deck shop. Let's just call it happy hour.
Happy Hour.
Let's just do happy hour.
Sure.
Yeah. Drinks on the deck.
Yeah. And do you think that we should do it with like local beers and they should bring their own local beers?
Local buds.
That could be a great idea.
We could do our local beer and you guys could do your local beer and then you got to tell me a story about it.
Sure. Yep. So we're going to set this up. Now we're committed to it. We have to set it up. So it won't be this Friday.
Next Friday.
I have things to do this Friday.
Let's kick off the first one next Friday.
Got to dust off my Chartreuse hooks.
Are we doing this? Are we committing to doing this next Friday as the inaugural launch of
Who's doing it?
What did we call it?
Happy hour. Happy hour.
Happy Hour. March 9th.
Deck on a beer on a deck?
Beer on a
Happy
deck.
hour.
Deck beers.
Deck beers.
Deck bros. Whatever. So if you're interested, shoot us a message. We'll make sure you're included in the invite when we send that out. And if you're not interested, well, pound sand. There's other things you can go do that we don't care.
March 19th.
So
Drinks on deck.
Drinks on
Drinks
the
on
deck.
a deck. Somebody told me that was a pound dirt. You said pound sand. And I heard somebody call it pound dirt the other day. I was like, I don't think that's it. I don't remember.
That's ubiquitous.
that's just silly. Okay, thanks for tuning in, you guys. This was a great episode. This was a lot of fun doing all these giveaways and the TV thing here in the comments, and this was very good. So I appreciate
The hidden
that.
words.
The hidden words is fantastic. I think we'll keep doing that. So go to tuds.ca/pod shop if you'd like to grab some gear. Shoot us a message if you want to be involved on what do we call? They want to call it drinks on the deck, happy hour. And until next week, we'll keep having fun. You keep doing the same. Okay, peace.
Hey, thank you for listening to the Ultimate Deck Podcast. Now you know what we're about. Check the site, come and shop. UltimateDeckShop.com. Hit us right away for sponsorships, or tell us if you want to collaborate. Let's go. Check us out on any social networks. Thank you for listening.